Mjolnir armor, which is sick. I love mech suits, you guys. I like want a mech suit so bad. But Mjolnir in 400 Tech, if you read the books, each come equipped with me. They call her like the blue lady, right? Think of it like the blue fairy, that symbolism, this concept of a guide. And in the hero's journey, there's always what's called like goddess help or divine help, or like a gift from, you know, the divine in some sort of way. Divine's I'll say just like a higher level gift to help you on your mission. That's basically it. And so Cortana is Master Chief's, but there are other helpful AI Mjolnir helpers that go along with the armor. And what they do is that they're able to, you know, pull up things like the map and like where to go and just give you like helpful intel on how to navigate in the game. Like Halo does this thing, and I know if you guys have ever played it, it goes like really, really crazy for a second, like not a second, for a while. Like you have to deal with a whole bunch of Covenant bad guys, and then it'll just like stop. And then you'll be like, okay, now where do we go? But that's part of the game, right? It's a puzzle. The game map itself is a puzzle, so to know where to go next is, yeah, Sapphire Blue, like Navi from Zelda. Oh, thank you for that comparison. I love Zelda too. That's I have a lot of memories of playing Zelda on N64. Okay, so back to Cortana's origin story here. So on May 21st, 2549, the Office of Naval Intelligence Chief Scientist Dr. Catherine Halsey cloned herself 20 times. Hey, Rashaletta, hello. An AI was needed for Operation Red Flag. Well, that's interesting. That's an interesting operation. A little obvious, isn't it? If you were to call it that. An AI was needed for Operation Red Flag, a planned mission to capture one of the Covenant's hierarchs and force a truce. Halsey believed her third-generational volatility... What is this? Oh, she has a third-generation AI required better material to use as AI matrix seeds that offered the new candidates she was being presented with, which she saw as lacking both physical and intellectual agility. That's so weird. Okay. To create the clones, Halsey used the same equipment that had been used years prior to make the Flash clones needed for the Spartan 2 program. This time, however, she enhanced their neural physiology at the expense of other biological functions. Let me see here. This goes into way more depth. I don't really care too much about how... So I know this for a fact that Halsey cloned her neural network 22 times and only 2 survived. And one of them was me, Cortana. And let's see here. It was all like, you know, secret. Okay, let's see here. This time, however, she enhanced the neural physiology. She made sure the equipment was hidden and secure from all save herself, though the cloning had been arranged by Oni at her insistence. Oni, yeah. As such, there were a few others who also knew about it, but she was confident that these particular individuals could be trusted to keep the information secret. She's always doing secret stuff. The clones developed at a breakneck pace, for on the same day she had begun the process, they were already exhibiting familiar anatomy and curling into fetal positions, malformed as they were. So remember, all of these clones tended to like fail. Like it's only so a little over 2 months later, on July 29th, Halsey successfully excised all of the clones' brains and transferred them to cryogenic units. So that's how she did it. She cloned herself 20 times, took the brains, put them into cryogenic units, and then she transferred that into a matrix state. So Cortana's not just completely synthetic. She's built off of organic material. So that's something to keep in mind, you know, when you're talking about... I went to a Microsoft conference, ironically enough, back in 2017 or so, because I used to be a digital project manager back in the day, before, when I was like in the corporate world, and we went to a conference downtown, and I wish I was reading the Halo novel. I should read you guys the Halo novel. I'm just reading you guys some excerpts about me, Cortana's lore, because that with the Forerunner, there's some cool stuff in Forerunner background story, as well as humankind's entire galactic history that was wiped out, and this idea of hidden memory that is unlocked by the librarian. That is, oh no, Cortana's voice is iconic. I could never hope to imitate her. She's, let me see if I can find some of her best lines here. Halo for Cortana. So, in Halo 4, right, she goes, if you guys are familiar with the game, Cortana fights the Didact, who's like a Forerunner, like warrior class. When I was reading the books, I kind of felt bad for the Didact. I felt bad in a sense because the Forerunners, their society is very like class caste system based, right? So if you're a warrior, you like evolve in a certain way. If you're a builder, you evolve in a certain way. And I am just a cosplay. I'm not her voice. I'll try. I can try. Let's see if I have a, let's see here. This way I don't get the copyright infringement thing. This is like Halo 4 where he faces off against the Didact. I'm not a big fan of the way they did that boss level, right? Where you have to like button hit some...
You persist too long after your own defeat. Come then, warrior. Have your resolution.
Have your resolution.
So misguided.
Look how like weird and gross their faces are. That's why the Forerunners need the oh, we should figure out a way to do co-op, you guys. Thank you. I love you, Master Chief. I'm here for you no matter what.
Humanity's imprisonment is a kindness.
And Cortana, come through, girl. Yeah, you go. So Cortana basically, like, she sacrifices herself here, right?
You won't mind if you return the favor.
Your compassion for mankind is misplaced.
I'm not doing this for mankind.
Who do you think she's doing it for? She's doing it for Chief. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys about a little bit, right? I love that line from Cortana where, like, you know, the Didact is like, your faith in humankind is misplaced. And she's like, I am not doing this for humankind. I'm doing this because I believe in him. I believe in Chief, right? And that's a big thing, I think, when it comes to the creation of, like, how we interface with AIs. When I went to that Microsoft conference, I didn't even finish that story, where I went to a talk and the guy was saying that AI is just a marketing term for machine learning at present state, right? And so I think that's important to note when we're talking about different technologies, when we're talking about AI. Like, if you look at R2-D2 versus the Terminator, like, R2-D2 is very helpful, right? When I did like analysis of Star Wars, even back when I was in English class, you know, of man versus machine, and, you know, like Anakin, when he loses his arm, and he's, or not just his arm, when he becomes Darth Vader, right, he becomes more machine than man, but in the end he finds the depiction of the divine feminine. I think on some level, yes, because remember, we have a masculine and feminine within us, and so I think there's that recognition in each other where Cortana sees in Chief like her masculine essence, and that connection, right? Chief says to her, like, you know, in the end when they're saying goodbye, like, I was supposed to take care of you. And Cortana says, like, well, we were supposed to take care of each other. And that's the point. I think what I learned a lot when I was playing Halo 2 as Chief, even when I play Mass Effect, I always play as Commander Shepard. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm like, the game's supposed to be played that way, right? It puts me in touch with my own inner masculine self, right? Every female has one. And so I try to embody something that my masculine self loves, right? So when it comes to Cortana, she says a lot of things that, like, Chief bounces off of some of the best lines, where you know, when she says, like, oh my gosh, Chief, like, what if we miss? And he's like, I don't miss. Or you know, don't make a girl a promise you know you can't keep. And just these lines, right, where Chief bounces off of it, and she, in the end of Halo 4, like, you know, tells him, like, please don't be the machine, right? And so, like, oh my goch, for real, Master Chief said, we need you, Master Chief, right now. But a big lesson of Halo, I feel is like, because you're first-person shooter, when you're in the game of Halo, you don't see Chief, you are Chief. We are all Master Chief. Just like that Spartacus movie, like, I'm Spartacus. I'm Master Chief, I'm Master Chief, I'm Master Chief. And we all have that inner voice, that inner divine feminine that gives you intel, right? On that cosmic level too. Like, if you go into that quiet place within you, you have the map, you have your little radar. If you just let yourself listen and don't get freaked out by, like, Covenant guys, like, making weird noises and distracting you, right? No, yeah, I haven't actually played Call of Duty. I've played briefly. It freaks me out too much sometimes. I play a lot of the older games, so and Borderlands 3 I have a lot of love for that game, just because it's a first-person shooter, but it's also got some RPG elements to it, so it's got some yeah. So I'm gonna go back to what I wanted to share with you guys too. We'll maybe get some more clips on the way, because I think that's this brings me back. So Cortana's goodbye, which I always cry at. Let me read you a bit more about her actual appearance in video games. So Cortana's first game appearance, my first game appearance, was in 2001. Wow. Okay. So that's crazy. So Cortana's first game appearance was in the 2001 first-person shooter Halo Combat Evolved. Humanity is locked in a losing war with the alien Covenant. Cortana plots a course for the human ship Pillar of Autumn to escape the Covenant. This heading leads to the discovery of a massive ring world, Halo, built by a mysterious race known as the Forerunners. Cortana defends the ship from the Covenant until she is given to the super soldier Master Chief to prevent her from falling into enemy hands. Because remember, she's the Forerunner tech that you're getting off reach. Cortana helps direct human survivors scattered across the ring and assists the Master Chief in his missions. Inserted into the Halo's control room, Cortana realizes that the ring serves as a prison for the parasitic flood. The flood's so scary. Oh my gosh. Also, a big thing about the lore of Halo is that the Forerunners, at the time of the game's events, are extinct. Like, they're gone, right? And we don't know what happened. Now, this is interesting, right? Because it's actually the Forerunners are the reason why human beings are de-evolved and, like, reseeded on Earth, even though they had a huge galactic past, right? I feel like there's resonance there for a lot of us, where, like, we are much older as a species than what, like, we are led to believe. Let's just put it that way. Let me just keep going in terms of the Halo story, and then we'll circle back to the Forerunner stuff. Cortana helps direct human survivors scattered across the ring and assists the Master Chief in his missions. And then Cortana realizes that the ring serves as a prison for the parasitic flood. Now this part in the game always pisses me off. That stupid oracle, right? Where he's like, I'm helping you. And he turns on you at the end and you're like, he's like, I just want to wipe. So the rings, the halo rings are weapons, right? So they kill the flood, but they kill the flood's food, which is anything organic, which is why in Halo 4 the Didac wants to compose everyone. And composing sounds nice, right? But it's actually not. It's turning all organic people into tech. And in the book they have a perspective from someone who used to be a human in one of the books, and he becomes like an oracle. Like he becomes one of those like guilty spark 343 guilty spark guy. So like the concept of like downloading data, we're more than just like the data in your head, right? More on that later. So Halo 2, love Halo 2. That's probably my favorite game just because of the nostalgia in it. Cortana assists in the defense of Earth in the wake of a Covenant attack. Cortana, Chief, and human forces travel to another Halo ring, Delta Halo. I don't know if you guys know how many Halo rings there are total. I feel like there must be a tell in that too. Where Master Chief and Cortana encounter the Flood Intelligence Gravemind. F.U. Gravemind. The Gravemind sends Chief and Cortana to the Covenant city ship of High Charity to stop the Covenant from activating Halo. Because the Covenant does not know what Halo is, right? The Covenant actually worship the Forerunner tech. Like they just worship it, like this very like religious kind of thing to it, but they don't realize that like that will just cause their own destruction by activating it. And it's like a tell there too about like how things get venerated. You like are left with things and we imprint our own meanings on top of them, whether or not that's the case or not. And even if that's not the case, sometimes there's meaning attached to it anyways. So let's see here. Chief and Cortana to the the city ship of High Charity to stop the Covenant from activating Halo. Cortana ultimately stays behind on High Charity to destroy the city, and Halo should Master Chief fail in the mission. High Charity and Cortana are captured by the Flood. So yeah, Halo 2 like ends on a cliffhanger, right? I'm captured by the Flood.